What up YouTube, Ernesto's Playlist here, back at you again with another reaction, and strap in for a long one because today we're going to be reacting to Metallica, Ride the Lightning. The second Metallica album in my journey to do reactions to all the Metallica albums, but important note, this is not a first time reaction. Read the fucking text somewhere here. It's not a first time reaction. I'm saying it clearly. This is not a first time reaction because I've listened to all of these Metallica albums at some point in time, years ago and whatever, and I've added lots of those songs to my playlist, as you can see from the little download icons right there. The goal of this reaction is to just go through the entire album, give my thoughts and opinions and ratings to each of these songs, even the ones that I know, but like the whole album as a whole complete package, and the few songs on this album that I actually don't have on my playlist and I don't really remember, so it's kind of like hearing them for the first time, but not really. Just keep that distinction in mind. If you're looking for a first time reaction, this is not the video for you. You should find another reaction where you can get someone's complete first time reaction to the songs, because that's not what you're going to get here. This is just more like a listen along review type of thing, because I am going to go see Metallica in May in Frankfurt on a 2-day concert where there's a different set list in each of the days. So as part of that, I just want to familiarize myself with all of Metallica's songs, like all of them. The ones that I haven't heard, the ones that I don't listen to as often, because there's a high chance that they might play some deeper cuts in that concert. Anyways, last time I reacted to Kill 'Em All, of course, the first Metallica album. Now we're continuing our journey with the next one, Ride the Lightning, and I kind of realized I have to get off my ass and actually do these album reactions because March is ending and May is going to be here before I fucking know it. So I gotta get off my ass and do these fucking reactions, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. Now, Kill 'Em All, first Metallica album, absolutely fucking solid start to the band. Now let me familiarize myself with Ride the Lightning together with all of you and see how I like these songs and how much they hold up for me personally. Without any further random bullshit to extend the length of this already long video, let's get right into it with the first song, Fight Fire with Fire. Let's fucking go. Ah, yeah, okay, it's coming back to me. A slower, more intimate start. But we all know it's coming. It's very beautiful. Sorry about that. Yeah! Woo! Hell yeah! Fucking guitar. Fight fire with fire. Ending is near. Fight fire with fire. Busting with fear. We also die. Time is like a fuse, short and burning fast. Armageddon's here. Set in the past. Fight fire with fire. Ending is near. Fight fire with fire. Rusting with fear. Oh, fuck yeah! That literally does sound like they're riding the lightning right here. beautiful. Fuck yes. So that was Fight Fire with Fire. What a fucking start to the album. You know, all these bands, Metallica included, it doesn't matter if it's back in the day or now, they know how to start a fucking album, how to start the ride of the album, you know, how to get right into the thick of things. Like the very start of the song was just that slower, calmer, kind of more somber guitar that's kind of more like happy and joyous, and then it just gets into the fucking thick of things with the dan, 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 dan. That was fucking hardcore. I love that. Fight Fire with Fire. What an awesome start to the album. I love the guitars in this song. I sort of, at some points, I'm not feeling the way James delivers the lines in this. But that's like a very tiny thing. It's just, it's kind of different than in other songs. So you're not as used to it. Like he's just saying, dan, 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 dan. He's kind of more like screaming the lyrics in a very frustrated way rather than singing. It's definitely a unique take. And sometimes I don't feel it. Sometimes I do feel it. Depending on my mood, I guess. Whatever. It's just an interesting thing to note. Anyways, Fight Fire with Fire. I think I'm going to give a rating of an A+++. It's a very good start to the album. This song isn't one of my favorites. I actually kind of only recently started like actually liking this song and adding it to my playlist a few months ago. But it's just a very fast-paced, awesome way to start the album, and tells you what kind of sound you're in for with this album. It's probably intentional. Parts of the song, the guitars specifically, they do sound like the concept of riding the lightning in the storm clouds, you know? It could just be because like that's what the name of the album is, and there's this badass fucking album cover of just lightning everywhere and this whole metallic sheen look to it. But still, if that's intentional, that's just fucking awesome. Anyways, moving on to Ride the Lightning, the title track of the album. Let's fucking go. Oh, yeah, okay. It's this one, right? Oh my god, these riffs! This part? Love this chorus. Fuck yeah.
Someone help me, please God help me. They're trying to take it all away. I don't want to
So much, man. So good. So long. Fuck yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh my god. Jesus, you hear a fast letters. Oh my god.
Someone help me, please God help me. They're trying to take it all away. I don't want to die.
Fuck, man. So fucking intense. Switch of the rhythm, too.
Time moving slow, the minutes seem like hours. The final curtain call I see. How true is this? Just get it over with. If this is true, just let it be. Wake in my heart and scream, free from this frightening dream. Flash before my eyes. Now it's time to die. Burning in my brain, I can feel the pain.
Here it comes. Ooh. Hell yeah. Ends the same way it starts, with that exact fucking sound. Ride the Lightning, title track of the album. What a fucking fun ride. Literally a fun ride on the Lightning. I used to not like this song. I don't remember why, but I just remember not really liking it. And overall, I don't like the Ride the Lightning songs as much as other Metallica songs. The other Metallica songs I just like more. That isn't to say that these songs are bad. They just aren't my preference because there's other songs that I'm way more fond of. However, now, giving this a proper listen as part of this reaction, I'm just listening in on it more deeply than I usually do, I guess. And I'm appreciating more parts of these songs that I didn't used to appreciate as much a few years back when I listened to them for the first time. Like the guitars in Ride the Lightning. That fucking solo in the middle of the song. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. It's just fucking amazing. I hope they play this. They probably will. The Ride the Lightning is a pretty popular song. Pretty sure they used to play it in some of the concerts in the recent years. Damn, what a fucking journey of a song. It's 6.5 minutes and I did not feel like it's too long. I do not feel like it should be shorter. It's just that much of an engrossing song that it just keeps you hooked throughout it because of how fucking fast-paced and intense it is. And those guitars. Those fucking guitars. God damn. I'm gonna give it a rating of an S. It doesn't immediately blow me away like other Metallica songs, but it's just amazing. It's just an amazing song and it's hardcore. It just gets me hyped up and I can't really find a single flaw in it. Like in other songs, usually this length of songs, I would say that it needs to be a bit shorter, like a minute and a half shorter. Not this one. This one I feel is like the perfect length. Even though it is 6.5 minutes, I feel it's totally appropriate from the way that it sounds and how it keeps you hooked in. Moving on to the most popular song on the album, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Come on, who doesn't know this song? Who doesn't fucking know this song? I had the pleasure of seeing From Who the Bell Tolls live at Back to the Beginning in Birmingham, Ozzy's last concert, Ozzy and Black Sabbath's last concert, because Metallica were there and they played For Whom the Bell Tolls and it was absolutely fucking epic. Anyways, let's listen along together to this awesome fucking song and find out for whom the bell actually does toll. Damn! Such a heavy fucking intro. Love this guitar part here. Love that. It climbs up and then goes down again. Fuck, that is heavy. Oh my god, we're 2 minutes in. We're already 2 minutes into the song.
Biggest fight on the hill in the early days. Constant chill deep inside. Shouting gun on they run through the endless gray. On they fight for the right, yes, but who's to say? For a hill men would kill, why they do not know. Sniffing wounds, that's the pride.
Goosebumps.
Men of five still alive through the raging glow. Gone insane from the pain that they surely know. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. For whom the bell tolls.
Fuck. instrumental. Fuck, I love them.
Take a look to the sky just before you die. It's the last time you will. Rock and roll, massive roar, fills the crumbling sky. Shattered door fills the soul with a ruthless cry. Stranger now are his eyes to this mystery. Here's the silence so loud. Crack of dawn, all is gone except the will to be. Now they see what will be, blinded eyes to see. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. For whom the bell tolls.
Fuck. It's so fucking heavy. I love it. You know, I wish this was a first-time reaction. I honestly wish I could delete my memories of these songs so I can give a complete first-time reaction. My first ever reaction to hearing these sounds. These fucking instrumentals, I swear, they are so fucking awesome. Holy shit. And it makes sense that this is one of the more popular Metallica songs. 2 minutes into the song, no lyrics have been sung yet. But I didn't even feel the passage of time. I didn't feel like 2 minutes had passed because I was just completely hooked in by the intro of the song and those awesome fucking heavy instrumentals. Those iconic guitar riffs in this song. Oh, they're so fucking cool. This song sort of feels shorter than it is because the lyrics come in so late. You kind of expect at least another verse in there, another 1 or 2 verses in there, but they aren't there because, again, 2 minutes into the song, only then the singing starts. That's not really a bad thing, it's just something I noticed. And I remember at times when I listened to the song feeling the same way, that like, oh, it's already over? But that's only because the singing part, you know, is shorter because it starts later. It's a fucking awesome song. Of course, the sound of the bell tolling, these heavy as fuck dragging instrumentals, but not dragging in a bad way, like, you know, time is dragging or whatever. It's not like that. It's just they're kind of dragging you across the floor because they're so fucking heavy. Or like you're dragging the bell across the floor or some shit. I don't fucking know. It's just an awesome heavy song and one of Metallica's most iconic songs. I really enjoy listening to it and I don't feel the time passing by when I listen to it. Because of that, I'm gonna give For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica a rating of an incredibly solid S+. This is one of the greatest Metallica songs ever. Not like my personal favorite, or not in my opinion the greatest, but it's definitely on top there. Maybe my favorite song on the album, but I need to familiarize myself with the other songs and familiarize myself with Escape and Call of Ktulu because I don't remember those at all because they're not on my playlist. I don't actively listen to them. Moving on to Fade to Black. Okay, I think I remember this song. Also, I don't listen to it often, but I do remember the vibe of it. Let's go. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah. So, more slower, more somber, more emotional song. No, I really wish I could play the guitar. And I wish I had a guitar. Oh, I remember what's coming. This part coming up right here. That is beautiful.
getting lost within myself. Nothing matters, no one else. I have lost the will to live.
Relatable.
Simply nothing more to give. There is nothing more for me. Need the end to set me free.
I feel these instrumentals in my soul. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Things are what they used to be. Missing one inside of me. Deathly lost, this can't be real. Cannot stand the spell I feel. Emptiness is filling me to the point of agony.
Emotion in that.
Darkness taking dawn. I was me, but now he's
Picking up the pace a bit.
no one but me. Can't save myself, but it's too late. Now I can't think why I should even try. Yesterday seems as though it never existed. Death brings me war. Now I will just say
Beautiful. Hear that guitar. Double drums. Hell yeah. These last instrumentals, these closing instrumentals of the song, they sound so chaotic. Like you're lost in your thoughts and emotions. The vibe of this entire song, Fade to Black, was a combination of the lyrics are very vulnerable and contemplative. Like you've sort of given up on everything and you just have these negative thoughts and this anger and this frustration inside of you. And you're kind of just stuck in that mindset. Everything is just not right. You've just sort of given up and you're just channeling your rage into these emotions, suppressing them down inside of you and just breaking down. That's what this song sounds like to me. And then it turns into more chaotic emotions. When the song becomes more fast-paced, it feels more chaotic. After going through my breakup, I'm relating more to these somber, negative feelings of this song. Because with Metallica, often it's like I listen to the instrumentality of the songs more than I pay attention to the lyrics. Not to say that I don't pay attention to lyrics at all, just I pay less attention to their lyrics than I do for, let's say, Linkin Park lyrics, for me personally. So I don't actually just pay attention to the subject matter of the songs as much as I would like to, and now paying attention to them, these lyrics, I feel them deeper in my soul. The part where I have lost the will to live, simply nothing more to give, there is nothing more for me, need the end to set me free. I think we can all relate to feeling like that fuck this entire life, this entire world, there's nothing left for me to give in this place. You just feel broken down. We all have moments like that. Of course, we always pick ourselves back up. We always push on forward to a brighter tomorrow, to a brighter future. Sometimes life just makes you have these moments of doubt, moments of breaking down. And this song very, very, very perfectly encapsulates that feeling. Yeah, one of Metallica's more somber and emotional songs. I'm going to give Fade to Black by Metallica a rating of an A++++. Because I really do feel this song deep in my soul. And again, almost a 7-minute song, I didn't really feel it passing by as much. I mean, maybe it could have been a bit shorter, but also not really. It's because of the way it flows, because of those instrumental segments, and because it becomes more fast-paced towards the end, you just don't feel it passing by. It just, and it's gone. It doesn't feel like it's 7 minutes long. It feels like, I don't know, 4.5 minutes to me personally. Very good song. Moving on to Trapped Under Ice. Why does it have only 57 million plays? That's surprising. Escape and Call of Ktulu also. Damn, that's surprising. I just wouldn't expect Metallica songs from their first 3 albums, which are, the classics, to have this few plays. Weird. Well, anyways, let's go. Yeah, okay. This was one of the first songs on this album that I liked. Look how fast-paced this is. I think I know what's coming. If I remember right, if this is the song that I'm thinking of. Yeah, this part! Oh, this instrumental right here. Oh! are these riffs so good every time? Fucking. That's so fucking epic. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, what a ride. This feels like the riding the lightning right here. These guitars, like I said before, these fucking guitars, these steel metal guitars literally sound like they have lightning running through them. That's how they can play so fucking fast. Fuck, one of the faster Metallica songs. I remember why I like this one so much. Again, like I said, it's one of the first Metallica songs from this album that I liked. Like when I was going through Metallica songs for the first time, I was going through albums in chronological order. This one just stuck out to me. So fucking epic. This song really hypes you up. It gets your fucking soul burning. You just want to jump and fucking scream your heart out. I guess it's the chaos of being trapped under ice. Both literally, because I mean, if you're trapped under ice, you're kind of fucked and you'd be panicking. But also like you feel like metaphorically you're trapped under ice. There's some sort of ceiling above you and you can't get out. A little box or claustrophobic environment that you're stuck in and you can't get out of it. I don't know, it could be a job or a relationship or something. But I fucking love how fast-paced this song is. More fast-paced songs for me, please. That's my shit. That's what I love the most. It just gets your blood pumping, you know? And these fucking riffs, the riffs in this song were insane. Absolute insanity how they can fucking play that fast. Real thrash metal right there. I'm gonna give Trapped Under Ice a rating of a solid S++. So far my favorite song on the album. Again, like I said, I don't listen to Ride the Lightning songs that often. I mean, they sometimes come on shuffle in my Metallica playlist. I just don't pay that much attention to them. They're usually like background music to me. So when I do actually pay attention to how fucking fast-paced this song is, and other songs on this album, I'm just getting more of an appreciation for them, you know? Alright, moving on to Escape. Now, as you can see, I don't have this song on my playlist, so I'm curious what it even sounds like, because I just sort of don't remember. It's probably been years since I last listened to this. Let's see if this song wins me over and makes me add it to my playlist and becomes part of my regular rotation. Let's fucking go. Okay. Solid as hell instrumental start. I love that. This part, this is familiar. One with my mind, they just can't see. No need to hear things that they say. Life's for my own, to live my own way. In my mind, it's going on. remember this chorus.
No need to hear things that they say. Life's for my own to live my own way.
Oh, instrumental. That's tough. That's fucking tough. There's the instrumental section. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, hell yeah! The alarm siren. I think I know why I didn't like this song in the past, because it's more slower paced, like coming right off of Trapped Under Ice. This is just slower compared to Trapped Under Ice, just compared to that. It's a more introspective sort of vibe to the song as well, kind of lost in your thoughts type of song. Also feels like a prison break because of those sirens and, well, Escape, the name of the song, like you're escaping from prison. But I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I think I'm going to give Escape a rating of an A+. Not going to be one of my favorites on the album, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I appreciate it more than I, well, apparently did years ago when I didn't add it to my playlist. And because of that, I am actually adding it to my playlist right now, and to my Metallica playlist as well. Moving on to Creeping Death. I think I also added this song to my playlist only sort of recently, in the past year. Yeah, okay, I remember it. Again, like I said, I don't listen to songs on Ride the Lightning as often, so they're not as familiar to me. But I do remember this song. Let's go. Ooh, yeah, fucking this riff right here. I'm loving these instrumentals yet again.
Thanks, he was born to serve to the Pharaoh. He to his every word. Live in fear. Fight on the unknown one. The deliverer. Wait, something must be done. For 100 years. So let me retire.
Solo! Oh, let's go! That's beautiful! Tough as fuck! One more time.
So let me return, so let me die. I'm saying goodbye to the one. So let me return, so let me die. To kill the firstborn Pharaoh's son. I'm creeping death.
Right, this outro. My God! Hell fucking yes. Oh my fucking God. Like I said, Creeping Death only recently made it into my playlist, so I'm not as familiar with it as other Metallica songs and even other songs on Ride the Lightning. But fuck, this song is tough as hell. Holy shit. Yet again, amazing fucking instrumentals. What was it about creeping death that's coming to kill the Pharaoh's son? Look, I'm too fucking stupid to understand the meanings of songs, and I don't have the background information and historical information. Please drop down below in the comments what the song is like truly about. But it sounds like a plague, like creeping death being some sort of plague, some sort of sickness that's coming to kill the Pharaoh's son. Well, anyways, the song does have that ominous vibe of creeping death on its way to kill you. The restlessness and the way it's fast-paced and heavy as fuck at the same time. Switches between fast-paced and slower in the instrumentals, but it's a nice mix of the two. You know, it makes you feel restless. Also just feels tough as fuck. God damn, like, yet again, guitars sounding like lightning is running through them. I'm gonna give Creeping Death a rating of a solid S+. think it deserves an S+. Definitely one of my favorites on this album. It doesn't beat Trapped Under Ice for me personally, and Whom the Bell Tolls as well. So far, Trapped Under Ice, then Whom the Bell Tolls, then Creeping Death. But a very solid song. Really do enjoy it. And let's finally close out this album with the, wow, almost 9 minutes. The Call of Ktulu. I bet you I'm going to start this song and I'm going to remember what it is actually like. Like it's going to feel familiar to me, but right now I just don't remember what it is. However, I've seen in some recent set lists that I do sometimes play this. So yeah, I do want to familiarize myself with this song more. Let's see if it makes it into my playlist. I mean, escaped it? This might as well. Let's fucking go. No lyrics. Is this just an instrumental? Interesting. So this might be an instrumental that's like calling Cthulhu forward. Just the sound of you calling him. These instrumentals, this is a completely different vibe than what I'm used to from Metallica right here. Well, from early Metallica. Oh, yeah, okay, this is a bit familiar now. That's tough. That sounds so ominous. Like Cthulhu is coming forward. We're already 2 minutes in? Holy shit, when that happened? Time traveling, but... see before my eyes some sort of ritual calling forward Cthulhu. Ooh, it switched up. I like that guitar in the back. Yet again, the lightning guitar. Oh, beautiful. man, that guitar, Jesus. Oh, go off on that shit. Okay. More sinister now. The song has changed pace or rhythm like 4 times already. Somber outro. The intro to the album was somber and slower as well, and the outro as well, I guess. It's like a more chill way to send you off away from the chaos of and the intensity of the album itself. Whoa. Or not. Okay, now that's a send-off. That's a fucking send-off. Hell yeah, they had to give a few final riffs in for the send-off of the album. Okay, that was Call of Ktulu. I'm usually not that big of a fan of instrumentals, but as far as the instrumentals go, this was pretty fucking solid. However, a bit too long. At first I said, yeah, I didn't notice the 2 minutes had passed, because I didn't. But then after that, it sort of started dragging on for me for a bit. I mean, it's a 9-minute almost song. I would have liked it if it was, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes shorter, maybe. Maybe even 4. Maybe half as long as it is, actually. But that's just me, because it's in an instrumental without any spoken lyrics. It's, for me, by default, a little bit more dull than it would be if it had lyrics on it. That being said, this song literally does sound like the Call of Ktulu, or the background music that would play when you're chanting to call forward Cthulhu. They nailed the vibe of that ominous vibe, that sinister cryptid fucking monsters being called forward. They nailed that so fucking well. I'm gonna give the Call of Ktulu a rating of an A. I think it's an A song, but I will not be adding it to my playlist because I don't usually add instrumentals to my playlist, with a few exceptions like Linkin Park and stuff. And also, it's almost a 9-minute song, and if it comes up in shuffle, I just know I'm going to be skipping it most of the time because I prefer songs with lyrics on them. Again, personal preference only. And that was Ride the Lightning, the full album by Metallica. Honestly, not a single bad song in this album. Not even a single mid song. All these songs are fucking solid. I'm remembering the stereotype I've heard online, most people just loving Metallica's earlier albums. Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets and stuff. They're loving those and then saying that everything afterwards is just shit. I understand what they mean by that, in the sense that these early albums have a certain unique vibe to them, that heavy fucking metal vibe, thrash metal vibe, and that just the instrumentals, they're so fucking unique and fast paced, and they just flow very well. However, I don't condone any sort of hatred towards Metallica's later works in life, because I like all of it, or most of it at least, both older stuff, newer stuff. I kind of like newer stuff more than older stuff even, but that being said, I'm appreciating this old stuff a lot more now that I'm going through these albums and paying more attention to the songs, the instrumentals, and the lyrics especially in them. Like, most of the lyrics in these songs, especially in Ride the Lightning, I just never really paid attention to, or I misheard them and stuff, and it was refreshing to see some of them, for specifically in Creeping Death. Some of those lyrics I just had misheard in the past. It was interesting to read along with them. Overall, as an album, it's an absolutely solid fucking album. Can't really give it any real faults that I can think of right now. I just like some of Metallica's newer songs, or some of the ones that I'm more fond of. I like them more than this album, but I'm definitely liking this album now more than I used to. It's making me see it in a fresh new light. And I like that I added Escape to my playlist. That's, it's another song to listen to. As a unified vibe to the album, obviously the name, Ride the Lightning, obviously the album cover has lightning in it. Whatever they cooked in the fucking studio, they made the sounds of this album, the instrumentals, everything, sound genuinely like the concept of riding the lightning. Maybe it's a very obvious thing to say, but they fucking nailed that aesthetic. The fucking guitars sound like they're goddamn electrified, Whatever that means, but that's just the feeling that I get while listening to them. Anyways, I'm gonna give Ride the Lightning, the album by Metallica, a rating of an 8.5 out of 10. I think that's an appropriate rating for it. I would give it higher, but it doesn't really hit me in my soul the same way that some other Metallica songs do. Like Fade to Black was a very more emotionally charged song. I do feel that more. The rest of the songs I didn't feel emotionally attached to, but I felt like they were fucking intense and hardcore and epic. Well, there's a very distinct point you have to reach to become a very high rated 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 album, or an S+++ song for me personally. I haven't pinpointed down yet what that actually is. When I hear the song, sometimes I just feel it in my soul, and then I know, yep, that song is fucking awesome, one of the greatest songs ever made, and then I give it a high rating. But that doesn't happen often, and of course I have my personal biases. Like for baby metal songs, I often give huge fucking ratings to, because that's my favorite band, if you couldn't tell. But we all have our personal biases, but it's important to also stay objective as much as we can. Sometimes we can't help but be biased. But anyways, this was Nesto's Post, and these songs are already a part of my playlist. I enjoyed going through this album again, and I will enjoy going through the rest of Metallica's catalog. Stay tuned for that. I know this video won't get many views because my full album reactions don't usually get that many views unless it's something that just came out. But whatever. I hope someone finds some enjoyment out of this video. I hope someone bothered to watch all of it or most of it. Catch me in the next reactions. Peace.